I don't think this move by the Steelers, I wonder who this is more favorable for, actually. I wonder who this is more favorable for. The Steelers, technically, it's an upgrade to go from Mason Rudolph or Will Howard to Aaron Rodgers when it comes to play style and whatnot. Like, he's a better quarterback, I'm guessing, I'm hoping, than them. But does this do more for the Steelers or for Aaron Rodgers? Because it does give him one last chance at redemption. I don't believe it's going to go correctly, but he is going to the one place that has a great amount of insulation, because at the very least you can say, hey, one thing Mike Tomlin don't do is losing seasons. Mm-hmm. What if Aaron Rodgers breaks the Mike Tomlin streak? He cannot be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers on a 1-year deal. And do you think he's going to
desperate?
Do you think he's going to pay his own way to get to camp? Because that was a sticking point in the way that he got fired from the New York Jets. He didn't like that he paid his own way to go meet them in the offices. You think Aaron Rodgers is on his own dime flying to minicamp with the Steelers?
Desperation isn't the word. Desperation is not the word. I don't know what the Steelers are actually doing. It feels like it's quiet tanking. Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers is quiet tanking at this point in the offseason for them to welcome that guy who held them over the barrel for this long, who did not go to OTAs. He'll be at mandatory camp most likely, unless he has a trip to Egypt planned. To bring that guy in at, 41 years old, I just don't understand what you're actually trying to accomplish. And this is a year after them making the fans suffer through Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Is Mike Tomlin out of there next year? Is he just like, I'm just going to let you guys get a top 5 pick and find a better situation where I can win? I love Tomlin as a head coach and a decision maker. I just don't get this at all.
It happened.
What are we doing? I really thought Aaron Rodgers was going to retire. I don't even dislike the dude. I just think that he's no longer good at football. Is that insane to believe? Am I wrong for thinking Aaron Rodgers is not that good of a football player anymore?
I mean, you're just reading the tea leaves of what he's shown us the past year. I'm not going to hold the injury against him. Like, okay, that's a loss here. That's unfortunate that happened to him. But you can't say he's bad at football 2 years ago when he played 4 snaps.
That's the issue. Okay, well, the next year when he came back, he was bad, right?
Yes, I can say it's a 1-year sample size. I still think, even though the Packers missed the playoffs, I think the Steelers would have taken Aaron Rodgers' quarterback play this year. If it was the same guy.
Last year?
Yeah.
Like this past year?
No. I'm talking about his last year with the Packers.
Oh, so
they would take that version of Aaron Rodgers right now and say, thank you very much. Can I please have another, sir?
Do you remember what year that was? What, calendar year that was?
That was 2022.
Was it, or was it 2021?
It was 2022 because he got injured on his first drive with the Jets, and then he played last year.
Oh, so you're saying I thought you meant the year that the Packers actually made the play. You're right.
No, I think
the years that they didn't make the playoffs.
Not the best we've seen of Rodgers in a Packers uniform, but still.
So you're talking about the year where he, not only did they not make the playoffs, he had a chance to get them to the playoffs by beating a Lions team that had nothing to play for and he couldn't do it? You talking about that year?
Yes, I'm telling you that's how low the bar is for quarterback play with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That was 2022. It will be 2025 fall. This year, that's 3 years removed from that. He's 3 years older. He's gotten worse every single season since then. He also has proven to us that football is not his number one priority. At the very least, we can agree that. Even if you want to say the ceiling of Aaron Rodgers is great. When he's locked in, he'll be amazing. He absolutely has not proven himself to be a guy that locked in. You traded away George Pickens. Your number one receiver is DK Metcalf, which is like boom or bust. Talking about a guy that's this is the guy. So now defenses get to lock in and focus on stopping DK Metcalf. So he turns to the other side of the field, and what's going to happen? Are you trading for Devontae Adams? You're going to go get Allen Lazard, or is he going to stick with Roman Wilson, who's done nothing in the league so far? Calvin Austin, who's 5'5". Steelers don't have the greatest offensive line. They're going to lean on the run most likely. They drafted a running back. I have no clue. But then again, every time I question Mike Tomlin, things end up working out for him. So this is silly, though.
You think the Steelers are going to trade for Devontae Adams?
I don't know.
If they do, I know the matter of which we'll find out. It'll be on the Pat McAfee Show with a very clever hit.
Is Mike Tomlin really going to put up with the off-the-field Aaron Rodgers? Because that's the real thing for me is even if you can convince yourself that Aaron Rodgers is good enough at football. I don't know if he's good enough to put up with what you would have to deal with off the field. Everybody said they traded away George Pickens because of the off-the-field antics and whatnot. I would argue Pickens is more productive as a receiver than Rodgers has proven to be as a quarterback over the last couple of years. And the Cowboys are going to reap the benefits of that. The Steelers, at best, can be the third best team in their division. With Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, I like the Browns over him. Give me the Browns. I don't give a damn if it's Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, or Joe Flacco. Give me the Browns over a team that has a quarterback that's not even fully committed to winning. That has a quarterback that is not in the competition. At least all four Browns quarterbacks are fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their future. This is the one quarterback battle that each four of these guys could actually win. You put them in any of the other 31 quarterbacks rooms in the NFL, and Shedeur and Flacco and Pickett and Dylan Gabriel would probably be on the practice squad, but they're all fighting for their futures, for their football lives right now, whereas Aaron Rodgers is kicking it on the couch somewhere.
I'm debating on whether or not to open this box. Let's go to break first.
Let's go to break.
I've got a question about the timing of this. Why now? Why not yesterday? Why not 3 months ago? Why now?
You know why now. It's National Gingerbread Day.
Yeah.
Can I tell you quickly about EDS right quick before we go?
That's a great callback joke. That was really funny.
But I didn't think about in all of this is Tina is a Steelers fan. Tina, you called the Jets bald last year.
I did.
Partially because of Rodgers' credit. You were ridiculed by the bald community
because of you.
For dragging
you and C-Cat.
You're the one that we asked you one word to describe the Jets. You called them bald. And you were being negative about the Jets, so we assume the correlation there is she hates bald people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, despises them, actually.
That's what you did to me.
Does Amber Rose count in that? She made most of her career as a bald woman. Is it just bald men you hate or bald women as well?
I don't hate anyone that's bald.
Okay.
I love all bald women and bald men.
Okay.
There's definitely an ism that Tina is against bald people.
No, there's not.
It's like she's not afraid of hair. There's not a hair phobia. There's a phobia of the lack of hair.
No, it was just more.
What would that be?
I was using the Jets have nothing.
Yes.
Like Robert Saleh
like
has
bald
no
people.
hair. Has no.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Jets have nothing like bald people have no hope.
Yeah. No.
Tina
hair.
Costanza said that. She said, "Yeah." Tina, you're a Steelers fan. What are your thoughts? Do you like Aaron Rodgers as a person? I mean, as a quarterback, we can get to all that football talk later, but as a person, where do you stand? Because he is a very polarizing figure. I don't dislike the dude. He definitely rubs me the wrong way a lot because he's kind of narcissistic. He acts as if he knows everything, where I can tell he's still on his journey of knowledge, and that could be a dangerous lane to drive in. But what do you think of Aaron Rodgers?
I don't dislike him as a person. And when I watched his documentary, I kind of felt bad only because he is such an introvert and had this talent in football that he was then forced to be this extrovert. And I feel like for a while he just wasn't his true, genuine self.
Yeah.
And so I kind of felt bad. I'm like, oh, you are this amazing athlete, and deep down inside, you really would rather be in a cave, in the darkness for days, and you're in the spotlight 24/7. I don't dislike him as a person. Right. I think for this, if I am shocked that the Steelers are doing this. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to figure it out no matter what, no matter where it is, because I don't think he was going to figure it out, because he was like, I'm going to go somewhere because there's no way I'm going out this way.
He didn't want to go out bad like that.
He's like, I'm not going to go out by not being picked by someone, so I'm going to end it the way I want to end it, and it's not going to be by going nowhere. And if it is going to the Steelers and this is his last year, at least he played.
And he's not bald.
He's not bald.
Most importantly, by Tina's standards.
Because she is baldest.
Yeah.
Found the name.
Baldest.
No,
it's baldest.
I'm not at all.
Yeah.
Some people out there have prejudice against different types of people.
Yeah.
Whatever makes them different from them, and Tina is baldest.
I'm not.
It's better than being other ists.
You got those
That's true,
baldest.
but I don't want to be that either.
Hey, look, some people don't want to be. Prejudice is not something somebody wakes up and chooses every day. It's kind of baked into them. I would hope at least. I hope people aren't rolling out of their bed oh, I hate black people today.
I hope not.
Oh, I hate short people today.
Tina does not even buy Mr. Clean. Just having that in the house,
she peels the label.
Keeps him out of there. No more magic eraser.
Yeah.
Give me Pine Sol.
Wow. We'll give you Aaron Rodgers. We have Larry and Boynton is on the Baptist Health Hotline. Larry is good people, and it is a great Thursday. But Larry, if you're a Steelers fan, this has got to be like a treacherous day, huh?
Absolutely. I feel very bad for Christina Costanza.
No, you don't.
It's going to be a sad day for her.
You should not feel bad.
Why should you feel bad for Tina?
Because Larry and Boynton is a Ravens fan.
Oh.
You remember that commercial a few years back the NFL did with the fantasy football, and the guy was completely clueless and picked TJ, who's your mama, for his receiver?
Yes.
That's what Khan is right now. He has no idea what he's doing for a quarterback, and he's grasping at straws.
Well,
championship, I'm calling it now. We've got the AFC North locked up. We ain't even got to worry about nobody else. Bengals did nothing with defense. Steelers aren't going to do nothing. Browns are the Browns.
I agree with you, Larry. I absolutely agree with you, Larry, and I appreciate your call. Y'all are a shoo-in to win the AFC North, and I don't think this move by the Steelers, I wonder who this is more favorable for, actually. The Steelers, technically, it's an upgrade to go from Mason Rudolph or Will Howard to Aaron Rodgers when it comes to play style and whatnot. Like, he's a better quarterback, I'm hoping, than them. But does this do more for the Steelers or for Aaron Rodgers? Because it does give him one last chance at redemption. I don't believe it's going to go correctly, but he is going to the one place that has a great amount of insulation, because at the very least you can say, hey, one thing Mike Tomlin don't do is losing seasons. Mm-hmm. What if Aaron Rodgers breaks the Mike Tomlin streak? He cannot be a first ballot Hall of Famer. The man that's likely standing on a golf course right now, because if he's not covering the NFL, that's likely where he is, hacking the ball into bunkers or into water hazards. Cameron Wolfe, NFL Network reporter, been covering the NFL for over a decade. And Cam, where were you when you found out about the news of Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers?
I was actually finishing up a workout. I was actually in the sauna, and I had to step out because my phone was about to overheat, and not because of the news.
Right.
But yeah, that's exactly where I was. And look, this is something we've kind of known was going to happen in the league for the last month. We just were kind of waiting on Rodgers' time, which no one knows the rhyme or reason. Maybe he saw Elon Musk and saw, hey, this is the perfect time for me to slide my news in there. I don't know. Nobody really knows the rhyme or reason of Aaron Rodgers, but we have a big news story on a Friday in the middle of June. And so I do know the Steelers told him that they would love him to have made official decision before mandatory minicamp that started next week. So this seems in line for that if you want some sort of timeline. But, he'll be their starting quarterback, and he'll play week 1 against his former team, the New York Jets.
Aaron Rodgers has not had a winning season since 2021. Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season since for ever. Is the streak going to end? Is Aaron Rodgers going to be like the final, like the kryptonite to the Tomlin streak?
Man, I don't think so. I think we have a little bit less in the tank for Rodgers. Now, you got to weather your expectations. If I were to handicap the situation, I'd say it's very unlikely that they make a championship run. But because of that defense, because they got T.J. Watt and a lot of them dudes on the defensive side of the ball, I think their ceiling their floor is very high, and they just need somebody to really be competent, not turn the ball over, make the smart moves at the right time. And I think that's who Aaron Rodgers is at this stage of his career. With the Jets, they asked him to be Superman, and at 40, coming off a torn Achilles, he doesn't have that left in his body. But to be a game manager, to be a guy that can get you in the hunt, be around the playoff hunt in January, I see that as a possibility for Rodgers if that alone is the expectation.
So the one thing I'll say, and I know we're opening the season with the revenge game, Jets versus Steelers. It'll be Fields versus Rodgers. They both swapped uniforms and will go at it. The one thing I will say about him going to the Steelers is it feels like he's now staying in the AFC, going into a tougher division, and the AFC has only gotten better and better. When we start talking playoffs, forget winning season. We start talking playoffs, and I look at the dogs in the AFC and the elite level quarterback play. I'm trying to figure out who he's going to pull out of the race. Like, who can the Steelers be better than when Rodgers is going to be 42 years old? He still doesn't necessarily trust his ability to evade sacks in the pocket. That's why his time to throw is so short. His depth of target is so short. Like, I'm concerned if the Steelers think that this guy can get him to the postseason in that conference.
Yeah, I definitely get the concern. We talked about this when I was in the studio around the league meetings. This very much, to me, for the Steelers, feels like this is all we got. We don't have that many options. They looked out there. They were like, Russell Wilson didn't work. Justin Fields didn't really work to the level we wanted. We didn't really feel great about Shedeur Sanders. Let's give the old man a shot. And I don't think anybody in that organization is like, yes, we got Aaron Rodgers. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the playoffs. But I think they're saying, hey, this is our best swing, and Rodgers may have 1 year left, and we might have 1 year left in this current core. The reality is that the Steelers don't win this year, this may be a little bit of a reset. You know, we got to start wondering, does T.J. Watt start to look elsewhere? Do they start to think about what they want to do at head coach? Like, this feels like an all-in period for everyone in Pittsburgh, and whether it's a high hope chance or not, this is sort of their all-in ayahuasca tour to see what's going on here.
We're howling with the Wolf here on Theoretically Speaking as we close out the show with the breaking news that, Aaron Rodgers is officially a Pittsburgh Steeler now. It's been reported. It's going to happen whether you like it or you don't. Wolf, be honest with me here. Keep it G with me. You're my brother. You can keep me in check. I love what Cam Ward is going to be for the Titans. I think he can have an excellent rookie season. Am I crazy for thinking, as I look at the AFC, that the Titans can outperform the Steelers this year with that guy at quarterback as opposed to a guy like he's coming in at 5 a.m. every day? Aaron Rodgers is trying to avoid going to mandatory practices. Like, I like the commitment.
Bro, well, Cam is half of Aaron Rodgers' age, so I don't know how easy Aaron Rodgers gets out of the bed at 5 a.m. in the morning, to be honest.
Right.
The reality is I think the Steelers roster is a lot better than the Titans, but if you told me that Cam Ward had a better statistical season than Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't blink an eye. I don't think that's a shock at all. Now, I think the Titans are a year or two away. I don't think this is the Jaden Daniels Commanders experience. I don't think there's that perfect storm. But I love Cam Ward. I love the mix with him and Brian Callahan. And if you're telling me that, they find a way to win 7-8 games, I could see that. And maybe the Steelers are a 7-8 win team too. So maybe they're around the same brigade to your point.
That's what I'm starting to assume and predict, and I might be looking in Hard Rock Bet soon at some parlays. Cam Wolfe, appreciate you pulling up on us. Appreciate you dropping some nuggets on us. And, shower up, man. That's starting to get sweaty.
Appreciate you, brother. Y'all have a great rest of your show.